Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen here of Sports Choice Plus. I bring you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering how will they respond. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. It's simple. These kids were the bullies on the block. Well, not kids, grown men. These guys were bullies on the block, and they made it all the way to the Super Bowl. They eventually lost in the Super Bowl against Kansas City Chiefs, and now we're here. Kyle Shanahan alls know too well about losing Super Bowls, and he's lost him as a coordinator. He's lost him also as a head coach, and some can say he's the reason why the team is in the situation it's in now. You got to think you have a pretty good roster. Brock Purdy is a starting quarterback. He's proven himself time and time again that he's not just a game manager. Christian McCaffrey, outstanding, top 2 running backs in the NFL. Brandon Ayuk, you look at, he needs a contract, but he's one of the best wide receivers you got. Debo Samuels, that tandem of wide receiver is just a do-it-all kind of group of wide receivers. When you think about blocking, they both block. When you think about catching, making hard catches on third down, moving in possession chains, they both do it. Ayuk's a little faster than Debo Samuel, I think, but they both get out there and they can both break the tops off if they need to of the defense. George Kittle comes in as your blocking tight end, but he also can catch. He also can get busy with blocks as well, as we've seen. You look at Trent Williams, the offensive line. He's probably the best offensive lineman you got, and the rest of the offensive line is questionable. Let's just be honest with you. In the Super Bowl, they left a lot to be imagined, a lot to be thought of when they couldn't protect, essentially, Brock Purdy when he was getting blitzed. Nick Bosa is your best defensive player. When you think about defensive end, they had Young on the other side with Bosa. They weren't able to capitalize on that pressure in the Super Bowl, but Nick Bosa is the unquestioned leader. You got to think, Fred Warner is your linebacker guru. He's the guy that's going to set the mental edge for this team. He's the heart and soul of the team on that side. Dre Greenlaw's coming back, I think. I don't think he's going to start the season, but they have a lot of good guys on this team, offensively and defensively. Regular season does not bother me about this team. What bothers me is the playoffs. When it comes time for the playoffs, this team needs to be healthy. This team needs to be locked and loaded. I think Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch do a good job of filling this team with great players that have high engines as far as motors, players that are available as far as staying healthy, and also players that essentially love playing a game of football. And this one here, you got to think Brock Purdy is going to need to be paid contract-wise, but they're still putting it off a little bit. But they have the interesting thing of having a team that's pretty much developed. They're very competitive as far as practice, and this is where the rubber meets the road. They need to win a Super Bowl. In order for this team to be developed and in order for this team to essentially have all it needs, they need to win a Super Bowl for validation. They've done so well during the regular season. They've been top seeds. They've been great here and there. They've been playoff contenders, but they haven't gotten over the hump, and Kyle Shanahan needs to do that in order to say that this was a success. We're just not talking about NFC championship games. We're not talking about just making a Super Bowl. You're going to have to punch that ticket. The San Francisco 49ers have a rich history of winning Super Bowls. When it goes back to Joe Montana, when it goes back to Steve Young, when it comes back to being title contenders, you want to actually be a title contender, make the big game and win it. So Kyle Shanahan has a monkey to get off his back, and I think that they're very competitive. The NFC's wide open. You can be a contender in this year just like you were last year. So I think that they have a great team to start with. I think it's going to be tough for teams to beat them because they're solid on both sides of the ball. They made improvements through the draft. We like those picks and improvements that they've made. And at this point, the 49ers, it's up to them. It's up to them to look themselves in the mirror and really make plays. So all you 49ers fans, you're going to have a good season. The question is, will you win the Super Bowl? Will Brock Purdy become a Super Bowl champion? Will Christian McCaffrey be able to hoist that trophy as one of the most versatile weapons in the NFL, helping them win the Super Bowl? So Kyle Shanahan is a genius when it comes to calling plays, but the time management, the ability to do things in a certain time frame in the game, he's got to work on that. He's got to improve on that. So are you 49ers fans? Get in the comment section. What do you think your season's going to be like? NFL fans, that's not 49 fans, get in there as well. Definitely check out that. And we will see you on the very next video.